Satyamev Jayate is taken from which text? Mundakopanishad, who is called the father of Indian archaeology? Alexander Cunningham, who had named the Indus civilization as Harappan civilization? John Marshall, who discovered the Indus Valley civilization? Rakhaldas Banerjee, who sent Megasthenes, the Greek ruler, to the court of Chandragupta Maurya? Seleucus Nicator, who wrote Arthashastra? Chanakya, which book is considered as the Odysseus of Tamil poetry? Manimekalai, who has been called the Napoleon of India? Samudragupta, who was the famous poet among the Navratnas in the court of Chandragupta II? Kalidasa, Huenzang visited India during the reign of which king? Harshavardhana, Fahim visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. Who has written Mudrarakshas? Vishravdatta. Which is the oldest mosque in India? Cheraman Juma Masjid Kodungalur, Kerala, AD 629. Which was the birthplace of Sri Sankaracharya? Kaldi, Kerala. Which Mauryan ruler used the name Piyadsi in his official declarations? Ashoka. The language of the Jaina religious text was Prakrit. Who was the Chola king to have conquered Bengal? Rajendra Chola first. Who was the founder of the slave dynasty? Kutubuddin Aibak. Who was the founder of the city of Agra? Sikandar Lodhi. Travels in the Mughal Empire is the work of which of following foreign traveller? Francois Bernier. The pagodas at Mahabalipuram had been constructed by Pallavas. Who founded the Chola Empire? Vijayalaya. Who built Hawa Mahal in Jaipur? Maharaja Pratap Singh. Which Indian king defeated the Dutch in the Battle of Kolachal? Marthanda Varma. When was the title of Viceroy was added to the office of the Governor-General of India for the first time? 1858. When did the first Round Table Conference held? November 1930 to January 1931. When did the second Round Table Conference held? September to December 1931. When did the third Round Table Conference held? November to December 1932. Do or die, karenge ya marenge, Gandhiji gave this mantra to the nation on the eve of which mass movement? Quit India movement, started on 8 August 1942-30. During freedom struggle of India, which movement started with Dandi? Civil disobedience movement, 31. High courts were established in Calcutta, Bombay and Madras in which year? 1861-32. Who founded the Brahmo Samaj? Raja Ram Mohan Roy in 1828. When did the British make English the medium of instruction in India? 1835. Which Governor-General was called as the father of local self-government in India? Lord Ripon. Who attended the Congress of Oppressed Nationalists at Brussels in 1927 on behalf of the National Congress? Jawaharlal Nehru. Who represented India in the second Round Table Conference? Sarojini Naidu. Who was the first Indian to become member of British Parliament? Dadabhai Nauroji. Mahatma Gandhi began his political activities in India first from which place? Champaran. After the Chauri Chaura incident, Gandhiji suspended which movement? Non-cooperation movement. Who declared as his ultimate aim the wiping of every tear from every eye? Gandhiji. Champaran Satyagraha was related to Indigo, who gave the slogan Inquilab Zindabad? Bhagat Singh. The Indian National Army came into existence in 1943 in which country? Singapore. Who among the following organized the defense in the trial of INA officers? Bhulabhai Desai. Who was the first Indian woman to become the President of Indian National Congress? Sarojini Naidu. Who described the Quit India movement, 1942, as by far the most serious rebellion since 1857? Viceroy Lord Linlithgow. In which year the Indian capitalist class organized itself under the banner of Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce Industry? 1927. What is the name of the newspaper published by the Indian Muslim League? Star of India. Mahatma Gandhi gave the title of Sardar to Vallabhbhai Patel for his great organizational skill during which movement? The Bardoli Satyagraha. Whom did Bala Gangadhara Tilak call the Diamond of India? Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Who was the Congress president who conducted negotiations with Cripps in 1942 and Wavell at the Simla Conference? Abul Kalam Azad. Who described Bal Gangadhar Tilak as the father of Indian unrest? Valentine Chirol. Who gave Bombay to Charles II of England as a dowry gift for his marriage with Catherine of Braganza? Portuguese. Who acted as President of the Indian National Congress for 6 consecutive years? Abul Kalam Azad. The first National Planning Committee was constituted by the Congress in 1938 under whose presidency? Subhas Chandra Bose. When and where the song Vande Mataram was first sung by Rabindranath Tagore? At Calcutta session of the Indian National Congress in 1896. Who said, this orderly disciplined anarchy should go, and if as a result there is complete lawlessness, I would risk it? Mahatma Gandhi. Governor-General Viceroy during whose period did the European soldiers stage the so-called White Mutiny in India? Lord Canning. Who was mainly responsible for introducing the Ryotwari system in Madras? Thomas Munro. Who was the founder of secret society Abhinav Bharat? Ganesh Savarkar. Who was the Governor-General when Sindh was annexed? Lord Ellenborough. Which movement was the first venture of Gandhi in All India politics? Rolat Satyagraha. When was the All India Kisan Sabha formed? 1936. Who was the last Governor-General in India? Chakraborty Raja Gopalchari. Who said on Gandhiji's death, the light has gone out of our lives? Nehru. Which of the following sections remained at a distance during Swadeshi movement of 1905? Peasantry. What was Lord Macaulay's major contribution? Codification of laws. Who founded the Independent Labour Party in 1936? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Who is known as Mother of Indian Revolution? Bhikaji Rustam Kama. Gandhiji's The Story of My Experiments with Truth was originally written in Gujarati. Who translated it into English? Mahadev Desai. What is the name of the Bengali monthly founded and edited by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in 1873? Bangadarshana. Which region in India provided the best quality saltpeter and opium to the Europeans? Coromandel. Who was the first Indian woman to become the President of Indian National Congress? Sarojini Naidu. Purna Swaraj, complete independence, was declared to be the goal of the Indian National Congress in which session? Lahore, 1929. Which Governor-General had entertained Ranjit Singh with great honour at Ropar? William Bentinck. In which session of the Indian National Congress did the historic union of Congress and Muslim League take place? Lucknow. Who gave the title of Mahana to Madan Mohan Malviya? Mahatma Gandhi. Springing Tiger, a study of a revolutionary, is a biographical work about which person? Subhash Chandra Bose. Who among the following preached the doctrine of one religion, one caste and one God for mankind? Sri Narayana Guru. Who leader led the Ahom revolt against the British in 1828? Gondhar Konwar. Who was the author of the book Satyartha Prakash? Dayanand Saraswati. Which of the following Governor-Generals created the Civil Services of India which later came to be known as the Indian Civil Services? Wellesley. In which of the following year did the Kakori conspiracy case took place? 1925. Subhash Chandra Bose served as the President of Indian National Congress in which of the following session? Haripura, 1938. Who was the first foreigner to receive Bharat Ratna? Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. During whose viceroyalty, the capital of India was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi? Lord Hardinge. The Sharda Act is related to which social cause? Child marriage. Fraser Commission was established for reforms in which among the following in 1902? Army. Who the writer of famous Poverty and Un-British Rule in India? Dadabhai Nauroji. Which is known as Magna Carta of Indian Education? Wood's Dispatch. 1853 is a landmark in India's transport because of train service. First Farman Commission in India was appointed in which year? 1878. Which Viceroy passed the Vernacular Press Act and the Arms Act of 1878? Lord Lytton. Who led Mahad Satyagraha? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Who was the President of Indian National Congress at the time of independence? J.B. Kripalani. Who among the following was the socialist leader who escaped from the Hazaribagh prison and joined the Quit India movement? Jayaprakash Narayan. Who among the following established Swadesh Bandhav Samiti? Ashwini Kumar Datta. Which was the first registered trade union of India? Madras Trade Union. At which among the following sessions, the All India Muslim League passed the Pakistan Resolution on 23 March 1940? Lahore. The 1989 Tiananmen Square protests happened in which nation? China. Who is known as the father of history? Herodotus. Which year did Christopher Columbus discover America? 1492. When did French Revolution start? 1789. When did First World War start? 28th July 1914. When did World War II start? September 1939. When was the start of the Russian Revolution? 1917. When did they dissolve the USSR or the Soviet Union? 25th December 1991. Who was the first President of the Republic of China? Sun Yat-sen. The 1911 revolution happened in which nation? China. Which revolution is also known as the July Revolution? French Revolution of 1830. What was the name of the devastating plague that swept through Europe in the 14th century, the Black Death? Who invented the printing press, revolutionizing the way knowledge was shared? Johannes Gutenberg. What year did the Berlin Wall fall, symbolizing the end of the Cold War? 1989. Which treaty ended the First World War? Treaty of Versailles. Who is known as Man of Blood and Iron in world history? Otto von Bismarck. What was the reason for America's involvement in World War II? Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Who was the first Indian to be appointed a judge in the International Court of Justice? Justice Nagendra Singh. Anand Temple of the Pagan dynasty is located in which country? Myanmar. Who painted the famous painting Last Supper? Leonardo da Vinci. Which US president announced the New Deal for economic recovery in the aftermath of the Great Depression? Roosevelt. Which two countries fought in the Opium Wars? Great Britain and China. Which civilization is River Euphrates and River Tigris associated with? Mesopotamian civilization. Who was the Emperor of Russia during the Russian Revolution? Tsar Nicholas II. During the American Civil War, who was the President of America? Abraham Lincoln. Which country Hitler captured just before World War II started? Czechoslovakia. During World War II, which two powers invaded and occupied Poland, leading to its division and suffering throughout the conflict? Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. Who succeeded Hitler as the Chancellor of Germany? Joseph Goebbels. Napoleon was exiled to the St. Helena after the defeat in which war? Waterloo. When was the first treatment of war victims adopted as per of the Geneva Conventions? 1864. Which organization composes topographic map of India? Survey of India. Which imaginary line almost divides India into two equal parts? Tropic of Cancer. The largest state of India, area-wise, is Rajasthan. McMahon Line lies between which two countries? India and China. The Radcliffe Line is a boundary between India and Pakistan. The Mathbanga River is treated as an international border between which countries? India and Bangladesh. India shares maximum length of the border with Bangladesh, 4093 kilometers. South Talpatti Island has been a disputed territory between which neighbors? India and Bangladesh. What is the tri-junction of India, China and Myanmar called? Diffu Pass. Which longitude is the standard meridian of India? 82°30'. What is the difference between the Indian Standard Time and Greenwich Standard Time? 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. Himalayan mountain system originated from which geosynclines? Tethys geosynclines. In which era India collides with Asia, which led to the formation of the Himalayas? Cenozoic era. Which is the highest glacial lake of India located at the height of 17,745 feet in Garhwal Himalayas? Devkal Lake. The largest glacier outside the polar region is Siachen Glacier, 75 kilometers, which is the highest peak in India. Kanchenjunga, 8,586 meters, in Sikkim, which Himalayan peak is also called as Sagarmatha. Mount Everest, mountain pass between Pakistan and India, which has historically been a gateway for invasions of the Indian subcontinent from the northwest, called the Khyber Pass, which is the oldest mountain ranges in India. Aravalli Range. Which state is first in terms of length of coastline? Gujarat, 1,214 kilometers. What separates Daman and Diu? Gulf of Khambat. 9-degree channel separates which two islands? Lakshadweep and Minikoy. Where is the southernmost point of India located? Indira Point in Great Nicobar. Which water body separates the Andaman from the Nicobar? 10th channel. Which is the highest peak in Andaman Nicobar Islands? Saddle Peak, 737 meters, in North Andaman. Which plateau lies between the Aravalli and the Vindhya ranges? Malwa Plateau. Which is the largest plateau in India? The Deccan Plateau. The highest point in the Western Ghats is Anmudi, Kerala, which is the junction point of the Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Nilgiri Hills. Which central government agency is responsible for the mapping and exploration of minerals? The Geological Survey of India. Panna is an important place in Madhya Pradesh. It is famous for diamond mines. The India's highest annual rainfall is reported at which place? Mawasynram, Meghalaya. The only state in India that produces saffron is Jammu and Kashmir. Which Indian state is known as Spice Garden? Kerala. Which state have the largest area of forest cover in India is Madhya Pradesh. The largest mangrove forest in the world is located in which state? West Bengal. Which is the largest tiger reserve in India? Nagarjunsagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve, Andhra Pradesh. Which is the floating national park in India? Kebul Lamjao National Park, Manipur. Which is the habitat of the Indian rhinoceros? Kaziranga National Park. India's first marine national park is located in the Gulf of Mannar. Which is the lowest point in India? Kuttanad, Kerala. Which is the largest dam in India? Tehri Dam, Uttarakhand. Which state of India is leading in solar energy generation? Rajasthan. Which place is said to be the Manchester of South India? Coimbatore. Which city is known for the Dhuandhar Falls, the white marble rocks in Madhya Pradesh? Jabalpur. Which is the largest salt desert in the Indian subcontinent? Rann of Kutch. Which city is known as the gateway to northeast of India? Siliguri. The Siliguri corridor, 60 km long and 22 km wide corridor, which connects India's northeastern states with the rest of the country, is also known as the Chicken's Neck. Which is the oldest dam in India? Kallanai Dam, Kaveri River. Which is the largest forest in India? The Sundarbans. What are the tropical grasslands of Africa known as? Savannas. In which continent is the steppe grassland? Asia. Downs grasslands are found in which country? Australia. Which is the highest peak in Antarctica? Windsor Massif. Which is largest glacier in the world? Lambert Glacier, Antarctica. Which is the deepest point in Indian Ocean? Sunda Trench or Java Trench? Largest island in the Indian Ocean is Madagascar. Suez Navigation Canal links up Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. The sea that separates Greece and Italy is the Adriatic Sea. The longest ship canal in the world is the St. Lawrence Seaway, USA and Canada. The strait that separates Europe and Africa is the Strait of Gibraltar. Which strait separates Sumatra and Malaysia? Strait of Malacca. Which country is called the Land of Thousand Lakes? Finland. Which is the longest canal in the world? Grand Canal, China. Which is the world's largest desert? Sahara Desert, 9.2 million square kilometers. The Great Victoria Desert is located in Australia. Most of the Kalahari Desert located in which country? Botswana. Which is known as golden fiber? Jute. Which country is the largest exporter of raw silk? China. Which river flows through the Grand Canyon? Colorado River. What is the longest river in the United States? Missouri River. Which is the highest peak of Europe? Mount Elbrus. Which is the longest river in Europe? Volga River. Which country is the largest producer of gold in 2022? China, 368 tons. Which country is the largest producer of silver in 2022? Mexico.